Hi, everyone. Channel 3 is your back to school authority. I'm Kara Sundlin, and we are speaking with superintendents in districts all around our great state to see what's new and exciting this year. Today, I am joined by Joe Kobza. He is the superintendent of Monroe Schools. Welcome.
Hi, how are you, Kara? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. First, I want to just do a personal congratulations to you. I hear you dropped your daughter off at Clemson University. That's got to be a big milestone for a father and an educator.
Yeah, big trip last week. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It was a great trip down the I-81, something I'd never been on before, through the Shenandoah Valley and into the Blue Ridge Mountains. We stayed in Asheville one night before heading to Clemson. It was a great trip.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is sort of a restart for so many educators after what we've been through. What are you focused on most this year?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. The big thing that we're really focused on this year is we're really recommitting ourselves to work that we started before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, our district, through a group of teachers, parents, administrators, students, local business members, local clergy members, a really community-wide group, identified the core competencies that we wanted for our children, known as our vision of the graduate. Those kind of skills, habits, and knowledge that we wanted our kids to embrace and possess when they graduated the Monroe Public Schools. We identified 5 core competencies: critical thinking and problem solving, curiosity, communication, empathy and compassion, and social emotional readiness. And we did that work in the fall of 2019. We started getting it off the ground in early 2020, and then March 2020 happened, and that's really been kind of put on the sideline while we dealt with a lot of the other stuff that the pandemic imposed on all the districts around the state. So we're really excited to get back to that work this year. Like I said, those are the key competencies that we want our kids to have when they graduate from the Monroe Public Schools, and just kind of identifying what that looks like, throughout the progression from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade.
So, we hear as parents, we so focus on a lot of times grades, right? And that those 5 things you just mentioned don't necessarily have to do with a perfect 4.0. So is it more social, emotional structuring within your day? How do you teach those things?
It is a little bit of everything. It definitely addresses the social emotional piece. We strongly believe that if our kids are achieving those competencies that we've identified, that the assessment and academic achievement results will follow. In terms of social emotional wellness, that's another big focus of ours this year, as it's been for the past few years. And really one of the things I'm proud of, this district has worked really hard the past few years on social emotional awareness and learning. But really what it comes down to is creating a sense of belonging and a sense of connectedness for our kids and our staff as well, and our families. And that's what it's about. We want kids to feel good when they walk into the Monroe Public Schools every day. We know that kids can't learn if they don't feel good about themselves and they don't feel like they belong to a community and they don't feel connected. So we work really hard to make sure that they have those really positive emotions every day.
Yeah, that makes sense. How are you with the teacher shortage?
We are very fortunate in Monroe. Monroe it's a great place. I'm proud to call it my home as well. I grew up in town, and one of the things that we've been very fortunate with is we attract really good teachers, and I think we've created a culture and a climate here in town where our teachers tend to stay, and they make this their last teaching placement. So we have a really dedicated staff of folks that come with us, stay with us, and stay throughout. So we had 27 positions that opened up this year through a variety of reasons, whether it was retirements, last minute resignations, and a few new positions because we've seen some increased enrollment over the past few years, since the pandemic. But we're very fortunate to be in a position where we have filled all those positions right now. So we're in a very good spot. And I know some of my colleagues around the state are still working to fill those positions. I wish them the best of luck for sure.
And what do you think the silver lining was for you as an educator with the pandemic? What is something that will stay in the district because of maybe something you learned?
I think just like this interview right now, one of the things that's probably with us to stay for a while is Zoom. It definitely does, it definitely does allow us to, make contact and keep in constant communication with folks. Especially parent meetings. A lot of those things have gone to Zoom just to make it, more accommodating for our families. We have families that participate in our PTOs. A lot of our PTO meetings are held through Zoom now, and it's a great way to actually kind of increase attendance at those meetings, because for some folks, especially with young children at home, it's difficult to to get to those meetings in person. But nothing will ever replace kids in school with their teachers, and we believe that wholeheartedly here in Monroe, and I know my colleagues share that same sentiment around the state. Getting our kids back in person with our teachers has been so important to the work that we do, and it's so important to our kids' growth and development.
Yeah, it makes sense. As a parent, I love the Zoom aspect or the Google Classroom that I get invited to, but you're right. I think the kids, we've learned, the studies have shown they don't learn as well remotely. So the idea that kids could just go remote probably isn't going to work.
Absolutely. We've learned that, and we know the kids, they need to be in school. They need to be with their teachers. That's where the learning happens.
Yeah. Well, Joe Kobza, thank you so much, Superintendent of Monroe Public Schools. We wish you a successful, healthy, and fun new start to this school year.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to welcome back 3,377 kids tomorrow.
Wow, yes, it's tomorrow. I hope you get a good night's rest.
I won't.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks, Kara. Bye-bye.